man. I mean, shoot. While we on the subject of Colorado, man, let's talk about their realistic. You know, they're always in the headlines and stuff, but their expectation. What do y'all expect from them? And first off, what do y'all think Colorado can be eligible for a bowl game this year?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I mean, just based off of the reasons.
And FYI, bowl games mean you have to have at least 6 wins. So they are 1-0. So they need 5 more wins.
So what's their schedule looking like, Keith? If you got the whole thing, do you have the whole thing?
Yeah,
so
I got it right.
Oh, you got it, Keith?
Yeah, I got it. They're at Nebraska next week. The week after, they're at Colorado.
Is that a win? Is that a win? Is that a win in Nebraska? We think no.
Nebraska.
I think it's a win to see. That's a freshman quarterback too. I mean, despite what we want to say about it, it's like a freshman still a freshman. He has to go out there and prove it. So that's a way to see for me.
Okay, so go ahead with the next one with 3.
At the rival Colorado State.
And that's gonna be a good game for sure.
It's gonna be a good game. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't give that a given just because of the rivalry, just because everything that happened last year, the whole Travis Hunter thing. Like, they're gonna be fired up to play. You know what I mean? So
I want to see Travis Hunter versus Horton. He a top receiver in this year's draft as well. So I think that matchup will be very intriguing.
Yeah.
Where does Horton go?
He got at Colorado State. He number 14.
Okay, Colorado State. Okay. Yeah, but like I was saying, I'm gonna say no. I mean, just for all the reasons that we were just mentioning. I think they're not gonna go out and recruit a whole new line, in season. So, I mean, I just think getting by with those 2 big guns is not gonna sustain. You can't sustain that for a long period of time. But I mean, we'll see if they continue to get better. I mean, I don't know what much you can do. I mean, like the line's not gonna get no bigger than what it is. So it's like I don't see them going to a bowl game. That's just from what I saw last night.
I think my perspective on it is like I think my heart wants them to go to a bowl game, but what I seen on film is another thing. I mean, I think we can all safely say if Shedeur Sanders' brother Shiloh Sanders makes the NFL, I'm gonna go try next week because shit at this point they let anybody in this hole at this point.
Bro, he's not bad, bro. He's gonna get drafted.
I know he's not drafted. He's not bad. He's atrocious. I mean, let's just get it on. Let's just get it out there. I mean, Shiloh Sanders. I mean, what do we need him to? What do we need him to do?
You don't think he's a draftable player, fam?
Oh no, he for sure for fantasy. If he in my fantasy league, shoot. We ain't talking about
he'll go 5th, 6th, 7th.
Shiloh can really hit, bro. He's not a tackler to me. Like he can hit though. Like
what is he? If he can't cover,
he's not a cover. Yeah,
like he not like a tackler though. Like that's why he get flags. Like he get a bunch of
like after the whistle.
That's the extracurricular shit. Like he a downhill, let's plug in a hole.
That's what I'm saying.
Guy in the box kind of guy.
And not like he fast. I mean, shoot, he about below average speed for the safety position. So it's not like he just out there just reading niggas or Sean Tayloring. Shoot, he out there.
So he's mediocre, basically, is what you're saying. Like he's not really good. He's not really bad. He's okay.
I think he's just playing for daddy's team. So as long as his daddy is the coach, he's gonna have. Sure, if he was good enough, why leave South Carolina? That's a Power 5 in the SEC. Shoot.
I mean, versus going to play with my pops and my brother. Why would I not?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So why would I leave? Why would I leave South Carolina to go to Jackson State?
I just told you.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I would have did it. I would have did it.
I think everybody should
have did it in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would have did that in a heartbeat, bro.
I mean, but what my thing is, I'm trying to make sure y'all understanding what I'm saying. You're at a Power 5 school. If you're that guy, I'm not leaving to go play. If I'm going to play with dad, nigga, I'm good enough where nigga, my play alone is gonna like highlight me to be a realistic draft prospect without them have to looking at my competition. Cause let's just keep it a bean. They don't look at HBCU ball and that lower end ball athletes the same as they do these Power 5 guys. I mean, you have to be like that. And I mean like that, not even just good. You have to be great in order to actually have some type of NFL buzz or like spotlight when it comes to making the league out of these small major schools. So my thing is like, if you go to Jackson State for those 2 years, and he didn't do nothing crazy. I mean, we knew him. Let's be honest, we know him more for being Deion's son instead of his play on the field. Let's keep it a bean.
Well, yeah. And I would say, bro, that probably had a lot to do with it. In his mind, he probably knew, when we sitting at home alone is when our honest thoughts come to us. He probably really thought I won't be able to compete at
South Carolina,
to be able to win a job or be able to compete at the level to where I would do this alone. So I would say it was a smart, calculated move. Like it was probably one of his dreams to play for his dad, play for his brother. You know what I mean? But what I want to ask though, because I don't think Charles got the chance though. So their over under is 5.5, and it is 6, like you said, to get to a bowl game. So you don't think they would be able to get to 6?
No. I mean, unless they prove me wrong in this fast arcade play where Shador can spread out all these quick little receivers and they throw it out on the real deal Power 5 talent in that conference. If he could do that, maybe. But I mean, the schedule is brutal. I mean,
it's realistic.
Being Oklahoma State, you can chalk it up to the dust. That's a L. Kansas, they're getting better by the day. That's an L.
K-State is.
Texas.
So you don't think out of them big dogs, you don't think none of y'all think they have a shot of upsetting any of those big dogs? I think they do.
Hell no. Man.
I think so too.
The trenches are serious, bro. The trenches aren't no jokes. If you don't have trench, you're not nothing. That's why Georgia, if you realize why they're so competitive, Alabama, they get them beef boys up front, them 335, 350 pounders that can go get your quarterback, but also protect their quarterback. I mean, shoot, why do you think Miro looks so good? It's not because of the talent. No disrespect to Jalen Miro, but I mean, you're playing with a few AP All-Americans. You're playing with some guys that get looked at by they're going up there to shake Goodell's hand. They ain't going up there shaking the fans' hand up there from the 4th, 5th, 7th round. Shoot, they going to shake Roger Goodell. So shoot, they first round talent. So I think,
and I just saw Georgia's. I think it's they D line, and none of them niggas is under 6'5". Like them niggas go 6'5", 6'8", 6'9". Over
they for sure got a stereotype.
It's just, man, that shit is crazy.
But my thing for Colorado is like, I feel like Shador. This season isn't gonna really do too much for him. Like I think he can only fuck himself up because you got to really think about it. Like he has a future beyond this. Like he's gonna be making millions of dollars playing in the NFL, but playing on that line, it's only gonna get worse from here because the talent that they're playing is only increasing. So I'm saying with him, I'm like, I would low-key want to watch out for, look out for myself before I'm just trying to go out here and die for Colorado. Because you mess around and die for Colorado, I'm not gonna be able to, reap the benefits, reap the fruit of your labor by making a league and doing what you're doing. I'm like, he might lead this. I know, Lord forbid, but you can't take those amount of hits consistently on a day-and-day basis and don't expect to get dinged or some type of injury to happen. I mean, it happens to the best of them.
Yeah, at some point.
I'm like, if the season gets too bad to the point, I don't want to, and I don't think he cut like that whatsoever. But if it gets to the point, I feel like he should low-key like fake me a little injury. Let's sideline and let's get ready for pros. But
I mean, it'll all depend. It'll depend on what their schedule looks like. So I actually think they could. Now, if I was betting this 5.5, I would definitely take, like, if I had to bet it, I would most likely go with the under. But my case for them getting to 6 wins and getting a bowl is if they start off hot. So say, boom, they beat North Dakota State. Boom. They got Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska's not a world beater. You know what I mean? Like,
not.
I wouldn't say they had no shot at that. Colorado State, they're simply better, so they should win that game. I think the season will really come down to this Baylor week 4 and UCF week 5. So, because if they start off 4-0, I mean, I think they had a potential to upset one of them big dogs. Like, because you got to think about it. Kansas is 22 right now. and Oklahoma State, which is their last 2 games, is 17 right now. Arizona's on their schedule at 21. All of these teams are not still going to be ranked by the time Colorado gets in there. You know what I'm
those
saying?
teams are going to continue to get better and find a groove. Like, this is week 1, so I mean, who knows what? I mean, once those teams get to clicking, it's like, what can you do? Same thing for Colorado, but I'm just saying, if I'm better than you and I start clicking and everybody gets on the same page, I mean, I just don't. It'll be pretty hard.
But you don't think that those teams will mess around and eventually get exposed to a certain extent? Like, obviously, they're going to get better and try to game plan and be better than what they were from the first week on until the end of the season. But you don't think that any of those teams are going to falter? Because, I mean, these are 5 preseason ranked teams in the Big 12. They're playing every single one of them that's ranked in the Big 12. Like, every single team that's in the preseason AP poll that's coming from that conference is on Colorado's schedule. I guarantee you not every single one of those teams is going to be ranked towards the end of the season.
I agree. At least one of these teams are not going to be scheduled at that point, bro. And, I mean, like we said, it is week 1. Say Colorado get high. I think for sure, without a doubt, they're going to upset one of those teams. It's just how many wins can you stack up before you get to having to play the K-States, the Arizonas, the Utahs. Like, how many wins can you stack up? Because if they run off 4-0, 3-0 to start the season, and they upset somebody, you have 4 to 5 wins already. So it's just it'll be tough, man. I wouldn't bet it, but it will be tough for sure.
I think there's a pathway for sure. I mean, at least comparable to last year. Like, last year we was on this, like T-Cal mentioned, we was on this roller coaster ride where they were 3-0. They were the story of not only college football but sports. Like, that was a national headline.
Mm-hmm.
And after that amazing start, they got beat so bad by Oregon that people thought that the coaching staff and the players were racist from Oregon. Like, that's insane. Then they ended up only winning 1 out of basically the remaining 9 games. So I don't necessarily see that as a repeat. I definitely think that gives us all hesitancy for potentially taking the over. I'm not necessarily saying that I believe that they'll get 6 wins, but I do think that there is an avenue. Obviously, they got a lot of holes to fill, but you got to look at this from a historical standpoint. The Big 12, while Colorado's weakness is on the defensive side of the ball, and like Cheers said, in terms of running the ball, the Big 12 is not necessarily known for being a bunch of like thumpers on the defensive side. Like, they're not stopping nobody. They're going up and they're going in shootouts every single game. Like, for you to win in the Big 12, which kind of favors Colorado to a certain extent, you're going to have to drop at least 5-6 touchdowns each week. And that's just the nature of the beast at that point, because nobody that I see has the capability of essentially shutting down Colorado outside of maybe a handful of teams, maybe like the Utahs of the world, maybe the States. But I don't necessarily think that Kansas State is going to be one of them ones. I don't necessarily think that it'll be teams like Nebraska. I damn sure don't think Colorado State would do so as well, although they have a chip on their shoulder, but so does Colorado as well. And a good chunk of their games against these ranked teams from the Big 12 are at home. While they are playing 5 ranked teams, 3 of them are going to be inside Boulder. So I think that there's an avenue for sure that they could definitely get to 6 wins and be bowl eligible. But I will say this, for a team that gets as much buzz as Colorado, anything short of bowl eligibility is definitely going to be something more of a disappointment for anything else.
I mean, I believe Colorado, I mean, if they don't make a bowl game, I mean, Deion gonna be under some real scrutiny. I mean, not from the university, because obviously the publicity, the ticket sales, the media attention, the superstars, all of that is a benefit, and that's a plus that's coming their way. But I think in the national media eyes and stuff like that, they're like, okay, now we're looking at you for what the white folks saying about you. Black arrogant man. Super cocky, super like, I'm gonna prove you right, but when stuff go bad, it's like, okay, like, all right, now I'm bitching, now I'm complaining, now nigga, you can't ask me a question, or nigga, like, exactly. And that's one of the things that I meant to bring up too. I don't like that. Like, you gotta stay the same in defeat as you do in a win. I mean, when you win, and I mean, it's quick to, you believe now, you believe, but then when you lose, it's like, shoot, what they say, shoot, do you believe now? Like, nigga, he might fuck around and go and choke a nigga. Get security, kick the nigga at the press conference. Like
I don't like the fact if he didn't we've seen it before. Like if you just didn't want to talk to the reporter, you know what I mean, or if you just didn't want to deal with it or deal with that network, whatever, just like stand on it like in the press. You know what I mean, like in the press conference. Going to the higher ups at the university and having them like actually have him extradited from talking to players and like, you know what I mean? Like that is also a man's livelihood. I just feel like he could have just dealt with it there instead of having like going up to the higher ups and having the school, the Colorado University, like, you know what I mean? Like I would have felt much better about it, and it wouldn't have struck a hair for me if he would have just, you know, did it the regular way. But I do think going up to the university and having them actually do that was a bit weird.
Yeah, I just don't like. Yeah, I think sometimes he'll get caught up in like. I think he takes stuff personal when people are, you know, criticizing Colorado and him in the media. But I mean, bro, you are who you are. It is what it is. You have an aura about yourself, and people are going to talk about you. I mean, you're on a big stage, and unfortunately, that's what you've dealt with your entire football career and your coaching career, even when you were at Jackson State. So this is nothing new. So I just, you know, I don't like that either, like you guys were saying.
And I think too.
Go ahead, Charles. Man, I got a question.
I think too that kind of comes with the territory, at least when it comes to Deion. It's like a lot of this you kind of have to put on the shoulders and blame of yourself, because when you go outside and you're being the coach on the sidelines, you're not Coach Sanders, you're not Coach Deion, nigga, you're Coach Prime. Like people look at you as prime time, and that is a badge of honor in itself. And that's kudos to you for establishing that, not only back in your playing days, but continuing that onto these modern day of sports. But at the same time, it's like you're going to be subject to a level of scrutiny. You're going to be seen as a bit of a failure in a lot of people's eyes if you don't meet some of even the most outrageous of expectations. So, I mean, at that point, it is like it's a thin line that you are forced to walk, but you're the only person that kind of put yourself in that position to do so.